Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast.
This is Camp Slash Horrorcast, Season 4, Episode 6, Night of the Hunter.
If this is your first time checking out the podcast network, we appreciate it. Please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just a reminder, Camp Slash Horrorcast is a weekly live video cast available on Twitch and YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/WeArePodcastNetwork and youtube.com/WeArePodcastNetwork. As the Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast. So what you saw live is what you get here. Please come watch the stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And if you want to see the previous streams, go check out our Twitch or YouTube channel. And for a full list of future films we'll be watching, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. All links can be found in the description. And with that, on to the Horrorcast.
Camp Slash Horrorcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. Central. I'm your head camp counselor, Duck. If I could talk because I'm drunk, I'm here with other head camp counselors. Come on, work with me, computer, so I can get some fucking things in here. All right, we got David. There are too many of them. Can't kill the world. Jessup. David, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
Good.
I'm lying. It's awful.
Oh!
Our world is shit.
Whatever, man. It'll get better. We're going to have a great conversation. We're going to have fun. Next, we have Isaac. Does he ever sleep? Dog it. Isaac, how are you, sir?
I'm tired, but I'm here. Let's do it.
Yeah, long weekend, but we're going to rock it. We're going to talk about this movie. Next, we got Jay. You got common sense. She ain't McClintock. Jay, how are you, sir?
Doing well, man. I'm feeling got myself a nap in, so I'm ready to
nap down.
Ready to talk.
I got one of those earlier too. It was pretty sweet. And finally, we got Raph. She be losing her mind to Tricky Mouth and a full moon Ramirez. What the fuck is that quote? Raph, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir.
Somehow I felt like it fit, even though it was a weird quote. It fit. I don't know why. So
was that the sluts?
Yeah, the whores, nonetheless, none the richer.
Thank you.
So, guys, we watched Night of the Hunter, release day, July 26, 1955. That means that movie was 40 years old the year I was born, almost 70 years old now. That is fucking awesome. Running time, 92 minutes with a budget of $600,000, which it went over budget, by the way. Synopsis: a religious fanatic marries a gullible widow whose young children are reluctant to tell him where their daddy hid the $10,000 he stole in a robbery. All right, Isaac, do you have history with this movie? It is your suggestion that we watch this. Have you ever seen it before?
No, I had never seen it before.
What made you suggest it?
I saw a quote that Stephen King said it was the scariest film he'd ever seen.
Oh,
I disagree with.
Once again, Stephen King was on cocaine.
Yeah, that was heavy amounts of cocaine when he said that.
I mean, honestly, I could see it. It feels very Stephen King-ish. I feel like he stole everything he ever wrote from this movie. That is fine. That is fine.
Hey, there wasn't one circle jerk singing this movie, so that he came up all by himself.
Prepubescent circle jerk at that.
Yep.
Good sir. Does anyone else have history with the movie?
Yeah, I do.
You've seen it before?
Yeah, bro. When I was born, back in 1937. No, nobody has history with this fucking movie, bro. Of course not.
Bravo, Raph.
When I worked at the video store, we had to watch almost every single film in there because back then we didn't have Rotten Tomatoes. So the video store clerk in the 80s and early 90s was like Rotten Tomatoes.
Absolutely.
And my boss had a section which is his favorite movies, and this was one of them. But I never got around to watching it, and so I've always wanted to because I heard so many great things, especially about the performance of the lead actor. So yeah, I was really interested in watching it, but I had never had any history with it.
And I will say he is rather good in this movie. He's fucking killing it. So we'll get to discussion. Let's watch a trailer if we can get through it. We never do.
I'm just glad it was a talkie this time.
Yes. Yes. All right. Screen one. Blah, blah, blah. That's what we do. All right. Here we go for a trailer. Rated X by the Film Advertising Bureau. Did you guys notice that the airplane shots or the helicopter shots were shit? The Night of the Hunter. based on a novel starring Robert Mitchum, who killed it. Javi would love this part.
And that's all.
You're right. You're right.
And then that horny old lady too. She was trying to fuck the preacher, wasn't she?
The whole time.
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Passion and suspense.
There was no passion in this movie, you lying fucking trailer. What the fuck are you talking about? By the way, that shot right there with the horse and him riding it is actually a midget on a fucking pony. I wasn't joking. That's true.
That's
It's in the
hilarious.
IMDb trivia.
By an extraordinary array of talent.
The lighting in this movie is fucking excellent. I will say that.
Figured I was gone, huh?
Run, hide in the staircase.
Anybody else think that kid looks like young Rob Lowe?
Oh, totally. Didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right.
What was the
I
thing with
legit-
the cat down and coming down the stairs?
Are you talking in the sense that you would fuck him too?
Paul Gregory and Charles Lawton brought the King Mutiny Court.
All right, that's good enough for the trailer. All right,
Thanks,
let's
bro.
get into the discussion. Yeah, let's kill that.
Enjoying this episode? Go check out Geekster, a dating and friends app for geeks that focuses on common interests as a way to make meaningful connections. Download today on the App Store or click the link in the description to find out more. Geekster, this is what happens when nerds collide. Geekster, available on iOS and Android.
Let's get into the discussion about the movie. This movie I thought was good, but I'm going to go to Raph real quick because he usually says whether it's shit or not, and I think he's usually right about this. Raph, was it shit or not?
Bro, so I got mixed feelings about this movie.
Ooh.
The first 40 minutes was really good. I liked how they got to the story right away. It caught me really quick because you have this psycho preacher and then you have this money that goes missing and you got a dead woman, a dead white girl. So I was into it immediately. But as soon as they got into that as soon as they got into the river, fuck, this movie got so long.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, as they're rolling down the river, seeing critters every fucking frame of the thing, like it would be crazy. You see the kids in the boat, you see a bullfrog. You see the kids in the
Could've
boat, you
done
see a
without
fox.
that.
You see the kids in the boat, you see an owl. Like they literally are like, we got all this stock footage of random critters running around. We got to use, and we got these kids in the boat. Let's make it work.
it's like a YouTube documentary.
It was ridiculous. It was out of control. But no, I think that the Robert Mitchum or whatever his name is, who plays the killer, the serial killer, and what I like about this pick, Isaac, is we watch a lot of stuff that is graphic or grotesque. This is subtle, you know what I mean? This really takes its time. It builds the tension. The killer is actually works, you know what I mean? Like he's menacing, he's dangerous, he's scary, and all of his, except for when he's freaking out and going, ooh, whatever he did.
I hope you clip that scene.
I sure the fuck did. Yeah, but other than that, like it really works. He's a powerhouse in this movie. He really delivers, and he's scary, and it's very subtle, and that's what's wonderful about it. He's what a real killer would be. You know what I mean? Except for he's not keeping it. I was going to say he keeps a secret well, but he's not keeping a secret that well. He's gone for like the kids and saying, "Tell me where the money is. Tell me where the money is. Tell me where the money is." What I feel bad for is the wife, because she marries him. And then she buys a hook, line, and sinker his fucking religious rhetoric, and I felt really bad for her. And that is a famous actress. I can't remember her name.
Shelley Winters.
Thank you. She was huge in the 50s, wasn't she? Like, she was killing it. So,
And then she was in every single airport movie.
wait, what? She's in Airplane?
Airport.
Airport, like airplane movie?
Airport was the 70s disaster films that Airplane was spoofing on.
You know what's really good is the
I think she is an Airplane.
The Poseidon Adventures killer, though. I would watch that. And the Blazing Inferno, that's pretty good too. All right, sorry, I apologize. I went on a tangent. Yeah, let's talk about Robert Mitchum. He is awesome in this movie. Did anyone else like buy the serial killer aspect of this?
Yeah, he's the original person who played in Cape Fear. He's the original Robert De Niro. He played in the original, and he's always played heavies very well. He's definitely considered one of the biggest bad boys in Hollywood history.
And behind the scenes, he was an asshole. He was a complete fucking dick. He was always getting in a fight with his friends and stuff like that. He was drugging, he was boozing. He'd come to set all fucked up. They had to refilm a bunch of scenes and stuff like that. Like
That sounds like an actor.
Yeah, no, dude. Not only that,
That's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Like a great actor. Tell me an actor who doesn't do that.
Well, it's the Me Too era. You better not be doing that, or else we're gonna get you. But seriously, he was like behind the scenes. The director was literally afraid of him, and he was afraid of how he was going to come to set, and whether he was going to come to set all fucked up or not. And he didn't like the kid actors, and the director didn't like the kid actors. So when the little girl's crying, that is a real reaction to the director yelling at her. That is fucking insane.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple of scenes where you could see the girl acting scared and looking off camera to the director.
Oh yeah, and it's just like, oh, like that guy. But the movie overall I thought was really good. The pacing was a little bit weird, but it's 1955, so I can forgive that. Like you said, going down the river, seeing every critter on the fucking landscape. But like other than that, I thought the story was really good. And like you don't see the violence per se, you just see the aftermath of the violence. And I think that's
dead white women.
Yeah, dead white women. Once again. But like seeing the aftermath of the violence, I think is even more tragic, you know. So you don't always have to show the violence, you know. Sometimes it's just what's implied that matters. Except where you do see the girl underwater. And that looks pretty fucking real.
That was sad.
Dude, that was gorgeous. That was a beautiful shot.
It was sad.
I would love to have that as a painting. That was absolutely beautiful.
That is so realistic looking that people thought that was really her underwater holding her breath.
Yeah, for 1955, dude, that was a beautiful special effect.
Yeah, absolutely. And absolutely tragic. And like I said, she goes out like leaving his rhetoric, which is even sadder. Like, you know, like she got cucked hard. Like she tried to get laid her fucking wedding night. And he was like, you fucking vile woman, whatever he said. I was like,
you could hear his double personality or multiple personalities when his voice changed too.
Yeah,
that blew my mind. I thought that was really great acting right there. And then he's hearing the voices or God talk to him. He had it down.
You know what, guys, when you watch a movie like this, you really have to really appreciate it. You have to put yourself into a 1955 audience mindset. And in 1955, nobody had done a show like this. No one had done a subject matter like this, where you had a preacher who was a fucking serial killer. And it is just horrifying. But what's crazy is, for me, this movie is so good up until the actual Night of the Hunter. I don't think I've ever been so pissed off at a movie in my life, even more so than Thanksgiving, because this movie I was so into this movie, man. And I'm like, here we go. Here it is, the Night of the Hunter. He's got him trapped in this house. Here we go. We're gonna fucking, oh, there's a cat. No, it's over. Okay, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck? Seriously, what was that noise? What happened? What happened to this movie?
Single bump in the night.
And where did he go? Oh, he's gonna hide in the fucking barn now? Run away. You've been running your entire life, but no, she has him trapped in the barn. How? There's no reason at all. And then the fucking mob justice thing was weird. Bluebird was weird. And then he just disappears. You don't see him again. Is that when he like was too drunk to shoot the ending of the movie? And then the tone changes to a fucking Hallmark Christmas movie. What the fuck movie is this?
The ending was the worst.
Movie at the end? What the fuck? Where is the beautiful shots? The darkness. It's called the Night of the fucking Hunter, not the Night of the Cat that he stepped on and then turned into a fucking Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
You're right.
What happened to that fucking group, for real?
Yeah, it definitely is. It has definitely a tone shift at the end. You're right about that. And whenever he gets his little watch and it's all Christmassy and shit, and I was like, this is weird.
And you know,
because that's a good observation to be like that shit.
There's a reason why when this movie came out, everyone hated it, because it fucking sucked.
You're right.
You know, and it's one of those films where it's, if you're a film nerd like me, it's one of those films you always hear where you're like, dude, Night of the Hunter, top 10 film of all time. Yep. And I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to watch this. No, it's not. Now I will say this. I will say it's one of the greatest performances of all time. Robert Mitchum, hands down, one of the greatest performances. I will say this: one of the most beautifully shot films of all time. But as
Some
far
of
as a
the
movie,
cinematography was
as far
amazing,
as far as a movie, this is a fucking shit show.
There are some shots in this I've never seen before, though. There is when they're floating down the river, and you can tell it's a studio, but it's backlit with the stars and everything.
So cool, dude.
Beautiful
So cool.
shot. Got that one of the clips. And then whenever they're going through the barn and they're showing all the udders of the cows, and they're going like a dolly shot down.
It's
the
beautiful,
line.
dude. Yeah,
it's a really good shot.
Well, and I mean, there's some scenes in this where at the end, when he's singing a song and she's singing a song, and it comes together, fucking beautiful. And when she's talking to him and he wants her to tell him the story again, and he reaches over just to hold her hand, was subtle, so touching and devastating.
Yeah.
He's lost
It's a
both
moment
his
of
parents.
trust. Like
It's so beautiful,
Yeah.
dude. It is absolutely gorgeous. The time they're in the boat and they go to that barn and they hear that woman singing, and they go up to the barn and they see him. And did you guys get a vibe of almost like his character was kind of like what inspired No Country for Old Men? He had that No Country for Old Men bad guy vibe, where he was looking for the money and wouldn't stop until he found it. You know, he was almost like a Terminator, where he was just constantly hunting them down.
I thought the same thing. I thought that you could steal the idea of the Terminator for this, and like he's not a very good Terminator. By happen chance, he happens upon them. He's been following them for a while, but like the silhouette work in this is absolutely amazing.
Gorgeous.
Even when he's introduced, and I clipped this too. Whenever he's introduced as the villain, the kids are talking in bed, and all of a sudden you see the silhouette of the hat, you know, for the character, and like they're saying something along the lines of like the bad man or something like that, or an enemy or something like that, and he appears, and like the little boy distrusts him immediately, and the acting of the little boy is a little bit upfront at first, but like that is how a child would act like towards somebody they do not like, whether it be a stepfather or somebody their mother is dating or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Do you guys think that that preacher was kind of the inspiration for Poltergeist 3? Wasn't it the same hat and the same outfit?
Oh yeah, I think that's a stereotypical like outfit though too, like of the time. So, but
I think it was also his demeanor and his like. It's that ability to like recite scripture and ride the line.
Yeah,
it's pretty terrifying, man. That's why religious horror, I think, always hits a little extra, a little
genre.
Little extra
I didn't even thought about religious horror. It's its own thing.
Well, it's what's so horrifying about it, Jay, is that people believe he's a man of God, and he's the exact opposite.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's got so many people fooled, and I love the scene where she is now fooled and she's preaching along with him. And that was so ballsy back then to kind of make fun of church revivals, you know, because they were mocking it, and that was that had giant balls to do that back then.
And then
we don't know. God could have told him to kill all those women. Abraham did to kill his son.
Well, good point.
No, he changed his mind at the end. We know how God works in the Old Testament. Come on.
But also, along with Poltergeist, David, I think his character absolutely inspired Clancy Brown's character in the HBO show Carnival with that dark, brooding.
Yep.
Overlook the tattoos, the fact he's got tattoos on him.
Yeah,
like, yeah, dude.
Well, it's the same time period. It's the Depression, same time period. So for sure.
Yeah,
by the way, I fucking love Clancy Brown.
Oh my god! Like if they were to remake this, I would love to see Clancy Brown do it. I mean,
you know what? That's something. Why hasn't this been remade? Because they
could use it.
Coen brothers need
Coen brothers fucking redo this and fix that fucking ending.
100%.
That would be great.
Coen brothers need to remake it. Even if they kept the ending, it's a Coen brothers thing. You'd buy it.
Everyone dies at the end.
No.
Weren't you guys wanting like a fucking a home invasion movie at the end? Because that's what I was expecting. I'm like, here we go.
Home Alone.
Yeah, it's going to be a Home Alone thing, and the girls are going to come together and they're going to fucking beat this guy, and it's a fucking cat. It's a goddamn cat.
I was so afraid that it was just going to turn into fucking funny games again. It was going to ruin everybody's night.
Just ruin it. No, I think you picked a good one, Isaac. I think you picked a good one.
When the cops got him at the end of Preacher, and the kid ran up to him, that pissed me off so much.
Yeah, that was
I'm
annoying.
like, bro, just let the cops shoot him. That's what they do best.
and the thing that really pissed me off too was I hated the reasoning behind the lady who had the kids, where the cop was like, "Hey, why didn't you call us?" And she's like, "I didn't want to bother you." Are you fucking? This guy is trying to murder you and your kids, and you're not gonna. Now, what they could have done, this is easy fix. Have them cut the phone line. Boom, done, easy fix. But her not calling the cops makes no fucking sense.
What a cool subtle line though, whenever she says, I lost my son. That's why I take in the orphans, because it brings me the same feeling that I had with my child.
She's a great actress, man. She's a phenomenal actress.
It's a beautiful sentiment.
She's crazy too, though, right?
Of course, yeah.
She just took she's
like,
yeah,
but she's like good crazy. You know what I mean? Like her crazy is she's eccentric.
Yeah, but she was like whipping the kids and spanking the kids and shit like that. Like,
well, they deserved it. They were little shits.
That's
right.
All right, but the inverse of that old woman character is the nosy spoon.
Mother? You mean mother?
Mother. My God, like a fucking.
I've seen some pornos where mother was pretty interested in her. Like that. Like she was like, "All right, now get on your knees. Come on, get over here, preacher."
Only if you get stuck in a dishwasher or a dryer or whatever.
So I want to jump in here and say something before I forget it, because I want to talk about how he's able to fool the entire town.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to talk about it was it happened to me when I was in middle school at a Catholic school.
Because of the
it didn't happen to me. It happened to my girlfriend. So we got a new teacher, and he had fooled everybody into thinking he was some fucking second coming of Jesus, and he was having sex with the students.
Yep.
And it finally came out, and so many of the people refused, because the girls were telling people, and they're like, "No, that would never happen. He would never do that," because he was able to fucking use the fucking Bible and manipulate people into thinking he was this good guy, and he was fucking students. And by the way, they weren't high school students. This was middle school. Yeah. And they finally, it was like the third girl, and they finally were like, "Okay, we got to fucking investigate this." But the first two girls that didn't believe it, because there's no way he would do that.
Well, there's narcissism, narcissistic people everywhere, dude, and that's what it comes down to. Charisma can carry you a long way, and especially within religion. I've known a lot of creeps who are religious, and people buy their bullshit.
Well, and what it is too, Buck, they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that that they got fooled, that they got tricked.
It's a disguise that you can wear. You know what I mean? It's the it's the fox in sheep's clothing idea. And like they wear the shroud of religion over them, and it protects them. And people who are religious could never believe that somebody who was religious could be dangerous. And that's why this character is so interesting, because he does hide behind religion, and the older people buy into it, the wife buys into it, but the kids, having a clear conscience, can see it right through it from the very beginning. Not the little girl so much, but the little boy sees through it.
And not that teenage girl. She was about to fuck him.
That was weird as fuck, dude. That was bizarre. After everything was said and done, she's like, he's different.
Yeah, she still wanted him, man.
Like she was retarded, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, he was definitely retarded. So. I think she was just horny.
No, he's good guy.
Well, that was the problem with the mother not believing the son. When he kept telling her, he kept asking me about the money, and she's like, "Quit with your lies. You know there's no money."
But she bought hook, line, and sinker, even to the point whenever she realized it was about the money, she's like, "I know it's something different."
And that's the thing, is she couldn't. She was so hooked into it, she couldn't admit. She couldn't admit that she was.
She was horny.
Yeah, it just looked like it was.
Bullshit.
But by the way, I thought it was really cool. This was like, I don't know if it's the first time, but it was like, for me, like the oldest time I'd ever seen somebody on screen representing that guy who is turned on by women, but then repulsed by it and has to kill them. Like that was a really good fucking serial killer vibe that he had, that he was at their burlesque club to watch these women, but as they aroused him, he wanted to fucking kill them.
Weird too.
I kind of got that Jack the Ripper vibe in that regard.
Yes.
And then and then he shoots his knife through his coat, which I was like, why did you destroy your fucking coat?
It's almost like when he got hard. Anytime he got hard, his fucking he would do the switchblade.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was reversed to him.
That was his phallic moment.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah. Wow. Is there a pedophilic aspect to it? Because he shows the kids the knife too. That's bizarre. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he was a pretty dastardly character. Like I think that's another reason why I agree that the back 40 of this movie, it's so tragic. Like for the first like 45, 50 minutes, like it's a phenomenal thriller.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it decides to just it commits cinematic suicide.
It goes
It
to
really
the
does.
zoo.
I don't understand what happened, and I looked stuff up online and I couldn't find anything. But it's kind of like with Poltergeist 3. It's like, why did this movie fall apart? Oh, the main actor died, and they had to shoot scenes around him. So like, why did this fall apart at the end? Because up to that point, man, it was, dude, it was. I was watching it, and I'm like, no wonder this is right up there with Citizen Kane. And then I was like, no, fuck this movie. This is Thanksgiving too. This is fucking awful.
It follows the novel too closely, is what I think happened, and then cinematically, like it doesn't follow a traditional 3-act structure. I think that's why it's so highly lauded, but it does kind of fall apart in the 3rd act.
Yeah,
like you said, it becomes a Hallmark special.
Well, just the fucking cat scene is so bizarre. It is so weird. It was almost shot like a Abbott and Costello routine.
Yeah.
You know, and the scream is repeated 3 times.
And it's the same fucking scream.
It's the same scream, and it almost, you could almost see like you know when Bugs Bunny would run away and it would go boom or bang. It was so comical. It was so cartoony, and it didn't make any sense at all, especially compared to everything else in the movie.
Well, the director had to pull him back from being over the top. He wanted him to be menacing and sinister. He didn't want him to be crazy. But that fucking scream,
his facial expression when he pops up, he's like, "Oh,
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous." It's a movie from 1955. Like,
but see, Duck, I understand what you're saying, but there are movies from 1955 that don't have that ridiculous aspect to it.
Name
2. I will name 2 right now: Ben-Hur,
damn,
and Psycho. Even though I think Psycho was in the early 60s.
Psycho was 1960.
Yeah, 1960. So that's close enough. But Ben-Hur, there's because it doesn't fit the vibe, and it doesn't fit the tone of the rest of the movie. You know, it just doesn't make any. And also, this movie had a lot of weird editing, where it would show the kids doing reaction shots. Oh,
yep. I agree.
So I did read something about that. Apparently, the director and that little girl really did not get along. So a lot of those reaction shots was like B-roll that they didn't intend to use for that, but they couldn't get any more.
He was yelling at the little kid the whole time, like it's ridiculous.
And was he an actor? It was Charles Lawton, right? He was an actor, wasn't he?
He was a stage producer. He was a director of stage productions. This is the only film he ever directed, and he never directed one after because it was not received well critically. But it ended up on Roger Ebert's top 100 films, and it usually ends up on a top 100 to 400.
I know it blows my mind, and I think it's one of those movies where people are just like, "Oh yeah, Night of the Hunter." You got to say it's amazing. And
maybe it's one of those movies that sits with you though and gets better with time. Like it's one of those.
Well, I feel like it was pretty solid until she shot him.
Yeah,
there's some shit that I didn't like, but like as soon as that happened, the movie was over. But it was so fucking sad because that scene right before that, where he's singing outside.
Oh God, dude.
That legitimately terrified me. Just sitting in the dark while she's waiting on him. Well, it's Mexican standoff, and he's singing hymnals. Like,
dude, and how great was this scene where the teenage horny daughter comes down,
with the
turns
candle
on the light, and she goes no, and she puts it out, and he's gone.
Yeah,
dude,
major Randall Flagg vibes there.
Yeah, so fucking good. And it's again, dude, you're right. When that gunshot happens and he does that scream, it's like fucking Johnny. It's like the director died and Johnny Knoxville was like, I'll direct the rest of it.
It's a traditional Hollywood happy ending is what happens. Literally, we go to Christmas, the kid gets a stopwatch, goes upstairs, disappears. She looks at the camera and goes, it's all good.
Yeah, she breaks the fourth wall. It was very strange.
She breaks the fourth wall at the beginning, though.
And that's what's disappointing too, Duck, was that this was not a traditional Hollywood movie. This was really fucking dark. You know, there's a lot of themes in this that were really fucking weird and dark and like edgy for back then. And then it's almost like it got too afraid and was like, we got to be
I don't
wacky.
know. I think his performance elevates this. I feel the same way about Joker. I think Joker is overrated. I told you guys this recently. I feel like people went into that with high expectations and they blinded themselves. But his performance in Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, was amazing. Same thing here. The guy's performance as the preacher was amazing. It's Joker level good.
It's what's what I'm looking for?
The movie.
Be careful there.
Thank you. Yeah. Sins.
Yeah.
I don't want to get.
I found my words. Good.
I don't want to get a U-Haul of fucking white supremacists rolling up in my driveway tonight.
As long as they got the tiki torches, they'll be good.
Could you imagine being a white woman or white widow in 1950s though?
Yeah,
that shit, bro.
Yeah. Well,
the mother was just like, go find any dick.
Yes,
anyone.
Well, did you guys catch the one line from Mother, the lady? She was like, "Well, what keeps me happy is I just lay there."
Yeah, that was bizarre. That was bizarre. But I mean, you have to remember, widows and women who are not married were literally pariahs of society. Like the community had to take care of them, and so you have these small communities that don't want to take care. They want a man in the house because this is even before traditional family values, Rockwellian paintings and bullshit. Like women, whenever they didn't have rights, it's terrible to say, they were considered pariahs of the community. So they had to be wed to somebody. And that's why it makes sense for it to happen so quick.
And also, this was made in 1955. That takes place in around the Great Depression.
Yeah.
So it was even worse. I mean, even in 1955, they still have beliefs like that, but even worse if they're being portrayed.
I like how we're all like, that's just bullshit. Because it is. Get independent women, burn them bras, get it done.
And look at the horror that happened to their family because she wasn't married.
Oh my God, Isaac.
It was her fault.
That was my favorite line. Buy me an ice cream.
It's horrible.
She was a whore, right? And she was getting paid in ice cream.
She was just young and she was in love.
She even told the other guy.
I got the feeling that she had been doing some fucking, because when she went back and confessed to that lady, she was like, "I've sinned. I haven't been going to sewing classes."
She had ice cream all over her face.
Do you hear that, Jay? I didn't say that. That was Roth. That wasn't me. I want to point that out right now.
How cool
What do I become the sheriff of
morality?
Jay, he did a sin.
How cool is Miss Cooper though to take in the fucking orphans at the time of the Depression?
Psycho, bro.
I believe Duck. I believe that's called child labor. I don't think there was anything cool about it. What she saw was more people to pick her fruit.
Yeah.
To fucking run her
and
farm.
She didn't even know their names. Like when she walks up, she messes up their names. She's like, "You are the other one."
Girl.
Basically, she was Apple before Apple. I mean, legitimately, they were picking apples. This is where it all came from. We're living in a fucking simulation.
We are living in a simulation. Isaac, I have a question for you. Did you pick this movie to fuck with our emotions?
Yes.
I knew it. I 100% knew it. 100%.
I think he picked it because he felt bad for funny games. So he was like, let me do something that's black and white and not German.
Well, you know what? You know what? I'm happy you picked it because I felt like it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. And there is no other scenario in history in which I would watch this movie other than this podcast.
Dude, Ducky, I cannot agree with you more. I've always wanted to watch this movie. I just never got around to it because it's old, and I'm glad I watched it. I think as far as American cinema, I think it's an important movie for sure. Yeah. I think his performance is amazing. It's just so disappointing.
Performance, cinematography.
Yes.
Like you said, even though we don't like the pacing's important because it allows for weird movies like the Coen brothers. You know what I mean? They make weirdly, oddly paced movies that do not follow a 3-act structure. And when they see something like this, which I'm sure they have, they go, we could make something along the lines of this. So when we talk about a remake, which a remake could work, you look at any of their stuff that they made, like it makes sense, like it falls in line.
Well, this has a very No Country for Old Men, because No Country for Old Men, if you remember, a lot of people were pissed off because there wasn't that big confrontation at the end. Yeah. Everybody wanted the sheriff, they wanted the guy, and they wanted the bad guy to come together and have this big showdown, and it doesn't happen. And it left people so pissed off. And this movie has that same type of vibe. You don't ever get, because he just disappears at the end. There's no big like thing where you see him getting hung or you see him being convicted. He just like disappears.
Yeah,
and
because
none of that payoff.
the boy doesn't even tell the judge that he killed his mom or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that boy's a pussy.
If you could edit the movie, David, to where it ends right before they get into the river and the guy just gets gunned down, fucking perfect movie.
Well, I like the idea. I would love to edit it to where the Night of the Hunter, it's the fucking name of the movie, where he is the hunter and that whole night he's hunting that family. I would like to see that. And they finally, and what it is at the end, it's the boy that finally kills him. And I would love to see that movie, you know?
So you want to watch Funny Games again?
No, I don't want to watch the games again. No, stop it. I had almost officially forgotten about that movie.
That scene where the kids run off in the boat, I read online that I noticed the dude's body language was really weird. He had like the knife up and one arm up.
Yeah.
And apparently they were on a sound stage and only like he was crouched all the way down. His ass was on the ground when he had his hands up.
Yeah.
Because the water was only a couple feet deep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had to go in and I don't even know what the word I was looking for was. Anyhow, yes, I thought this was an excellent movie. I think we kind of talked it around. Like, I'm kind of curious, does everyone recommend it though? So, David, do you recommend Night of the Hunter?
I recommend watching it up until the cat.
Once you see the cat, turn that fucker off.
Turn it off. Once you see the cat, just say they kill him.
Yep.
Movie's over. Just
I
turn
was
it off.
bummed out that you didn't get to see him hung at the end of it. Like, I think that would have been nice. And whenever she says, hang him, Bluebeard, evidently it's a reference to like a 1900s
what the fuck is that?
Frenchman who married a bunch of women and then killed them. So I don't know.
It's a folk tale from like the 1400s or something.
Oh shit, I was way
yeah.
I was off by fucking 500 years.
Yeah, put some fucking subtitles on there. So say, hey, by the way, they're calling him Bluebeard because, or give us context to where that story is told. You know,
and it's
the
a
kids.
French folk tale. I don't know what weird abstract shit they're throwing.
Listen, they knew in the 1950s what it was. They knew. So
that's the thing, man. That's another thing that adds. And what about the weird scene where after the trial, the mob comes into the diner and
takes everything out of the diner?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? And they're yelling at the kids. They're yelling at the kids, but what they're yelling at doesn't make any sense. It's
Come
so
on,
fucking
Bluebeard,
weird.
let's fucking go.
And she's like, "Come on, kids, we got why? Why do you have to go? Why? What are you yelling? What are you yelling at them? It doesn't make any sense." But
because
again,
they knew about Bluebeard, they knew he was no good. Jay, do you recommend this movie?
Yeah.
Right on. Simple. Raph, do you recommend it?
To who? Who is alive that would enjoy this movie?
General audience, Raph.
Who the fuck? Look,
general
I don't know.
Betty watched the movie and she said she was surprised that there were no tits in it.
It's 1955. There was ass. She danced. Did you not see it?
That shit was hilarious. No, I don't recommend this movie. I did enjoy the first half of it, but after that, I really did get lost. It fucking pissed me off. I wish that guy would have died, got hung. But I'm thinking now they maybe didn't show that because they were probably planning on making a second movie.
I thought about that too.
Right? That makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe they were trying to do the sequel thing. Isaac, do you recommend it?
Yeah. It was good. I feel like if you're a Stephen King fan, it is, you can see almost all of his
100%
motifs.
Influence, yeah.
A lot of his best shit is just directly cut from this movie.
This and Truckers. Like, he always brings up Truckers for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but like, I 100% agree with you.
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just so you know, the next section of the podcast will be clips from the movie, so you can find replays of the live video stream at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. Once again, all links can be found in the description. Come check out our live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And for a full list of future films, check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And with that, back to the Horrorcast.
All right, guys, let's get to some clips of this bad boy. Let me see if I can figure out how to work those. All right. Yeah, that's not working. All right, come on.
Nice.
Oh, I'm already sharing the screen. That's why it's fucked up. Okay. All right. Let's get to some clips. One evil dude. That's a pretty good composite of a fucking projected background.
Another widow?
Another
How
widow.
many's it been? 6? 12?
25, motherfucker.
Bro, he has to be going 10 miles an hour right there.
That's a T, whatever it is. It's a T-mobile.
10 miles per hour is like breakneck speed.
Yeah, dude. He's
That's
fucking
not a
dodging
Model T.
possums and armadillos and
Word,
shit.
Lord. I'm on
So
my
that's
way.
not a real car at all. It's just a front. It wasn't a car.
The anti-Javi. Javi would love this.
Don't you dare give me a hard on.
Hey,
That dude was emo before emo was cool.
no doubt.
And then he starts jerking it.
Right here, he gets a boner.
Pap, 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 pap.
There
That's
it is.
his literal
Hey,
Little
needle
red
dick.
rocket.
Literal needle dick.
Whoa.
Hide the money.
Gotta hide it before they get to me. There's close to $10,000. Where?
Is that the guy from last week's movie?
I think it's the guy from Airplane.
No, I think you're right.
It's one of the pilots from Airplane.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
you ever
looks just
see
like
a
him.
you ever see a Roman film, Johnny?
Bricks in the grape harbor.
You want to check on that?
No. I want to lose again.
We're just waiting for
No,
you.
I don't. No, I'm genuinely interested.
I do
This
want to check.
plot of this movie was great, though. The preacher goes to jail, almost gets the secret out of the guy. It was really great.
Yeah, it was like the first 50 minutes was great.
Yeah.
But after that, Punch Out.
Where?
And a little child shall lead them.
Come on, boy. Tell me.
Bam, bitch.
Bam, that was awesome.
Evil arrives.
And
What a
before
great
long,
use of lighting and
Batman came
silhouettes.
back, and
That little girl creepy as fuck, though.
She does have a Chucky vibe.
The shots of her and her reactions are so hilarious.
This is literally everyone who gets knuckle tattoos. Everyone.
These fingers, dear hearts, is always a warring and a tugging one against the other.
They've always got a
Now watch
reason.
'em. Old brother left hand.
I like how he tries to
left
tell the
hand
story
hates
to
a
the
fight.
lady at the end, and she was
And it
like,
looks
"Shut the fuck
loves
up."
are gone.
Yeah, yeah.
But wait a minute.
I think that lady at the end was a lesbian by then.
Why? Wait, why? What's your
She was
reasoning?
not having it, bro.
Yeah.
She ran in there and got that
Yes, sir.
shotgun so fast.
Yep.
3.
So you're saying lesbians grab shotguns so fast? Is that what
Yes.
the reason?
Yes.
It's love that won. And old left hand hate is down for the count.
And then he starts jerking off again.
I
As
never
a-
better told.
Not a single fucking coat on that coat rack. Look at that.
As a left-handed person, I felt very triggered by that scene.
Oh shit.
Hey
Secret.
guys, Peter Graves was in Night of the Hunter. That is who that
Oh
is
shit.
Nice.
from Airplane.
When we get back, we're
Hey,
all
I
gonna
like
be
how he
friends.
said no, and then he still had to do
Sure.
it.
Yeah, I like how you thought Jay would be 100% right about that. And you're like, I gotta know.
He
No,
wasn't
I-
gonna-
I-
if he was wrong.
Jay was being serious. He wasn't busting balls.
So
He was
Jay
like,
called it.
No, I didn't call it. I didn't know.
Oh,
But if you
I
did
really
know,
didn't know. No, I promise I didn't know. What else is wrong?
I won't.
"Oh no, I'm acting."
Nothing.
We're not keeping.
so was Peter Graves the kid or the guy that was just acting?
No, Peter
He's
Graves
the
dad.
pilot.
He's the
Okay,
dad.
dad.
Okay, the dad.
Secret.
Okay.
He's Ben Harper.
Are we, little lad?
No,
And he's the guy that says, "Johnny, ever been to a bathhouse before?"
no nookie.
You like gladiator movies?
You know, the moment you
You know what's so funny? I had no idea what that meant when I saw that movie as a kid. I was like, "Why are all the adults laughing right now?"
To be fair, I still don't know what that means. No nookie.
I'll come over.
Ah,
We'll watch some gladiator movies.
he's trying.
Is that a reference to Clueless? Whenever he loved Spartacus, do y'all remember that? He
Dude, Spartacus is super homoerotic.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the culture around that time was like. Have you ever seen the 300? Like,
Oh yeah.
homosexuality was in. Like
Dude.
people act like it came out in 1950.
Dude,
It's been around for thousands and thousands.
What's so bullshit about 300 is that line where he says, "Oh, these boy lovers, he's talking about the fucking the Greeks.
The Romans.
He's like, they're a bunch of boy lovers. Dude, the Spartans were fucking little boys left and right. They were fucking hardcore boy fuckers.
Lame.
This conversation took a turn.
Right.
Lame.
It's a historical turn.
Once you walked in that door, I'd start to pawing you in that abominable way that men are supposed to do on their wedding night.
She's like, I was hoping
Ain't that
so.
right now?
No.
She's like feeling herself up. Like
I know. Well, I guess I'll be doing it myself
I
then.
think it's time we made one thing perfectly
the pillows are gonna get it.
clear, Willa. Marriage
If you
to
give me a hard-on,
represents
I will
blending
murder
of
you.
two spirits in the sight of heaven.
Paper dolls.
This was a really cool scene. This was pretty
I thought
intense.
so too.
Yeah, I was like, when he came out, I'm like, oh shit.
It has a reveal to what's going on with the money.
I done a sin, John.
Did y'all know where the money was?
No. Did you know?
Okay.
No.
No.
All right. Well, I
No,
thought
no.
maybe you did, but the way you said it, you're like, I knew the whole time.
No, when
fuckers.
she yelled out the doll, yeah. But no, I didn't know.
Yeah. I didn't know.
One. It's all here.
I kind of wanted her dead though. Yeah, she was annoying as fuck.
She is creepy.
Look
This
at
is a
that
great
use of
shot.
silhouette.
Such
though.
a great
That's
shot,
beautiful.
dude.
With the grapevines and everything like that. That's so cool.
And how they timed it to where he was able to get the money in the doll by the time the guy was coming out was perfect.
Yep.
So the money that they used in this movie was real Mexican pesos.
100%.
Get in trouble there.
What's taking you so long about
Oh shit.
Nothing.
Hairbrush.
I'll tell you a secret.
This is funny.
I knowed your daddy. And you know what your daddy told me?
That you're
He said,
annoying
you
as
tell my
fuck.
little girl Pearl that there's to be no secrets between her and you.
Yes?
Where's the money?
Hell no.
Oh!
Shut
Pearl, you swore you wouldn't tell. You swore. You hit Daddy with a hairbrush.
Now, you see, we just can't have anything to do with John.
You hit new daddy.
This is pretty real looking. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful, man.
I'm gonna paint this for you, Jessup.
I
Oh,
thought
I love
that
it.
was her.
It was so beautiful. Now look at that. You
man.
see the slit? You see the slit in her throat? Look how cool that is, man.
Yeah, I didn't see that until now.
Yeah.
So why are you guys saying that's not her? It's not her.
It's a mannequin. It's not.
Oh,
her.
okay. It's a really damn good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
a-
guys didn't know
Like you
this,
look
but
close.
Tom Savini went back in time and did the special effects in this movie.
100%.
Oh,
It's so dreamy, man. It's so.
that's crazy.
I would
It's
love to do a
almost Tim
diorama.
I'm
Tim
calling the cops.
Burton-esque.
I'm calling
Yes,
the cops right now,
yes.
dude. Like I'm
Jay
freaking out.
just nailed it. It's very
David, you like
Tim
it
Burton.
way too much.
Okay, I have a hard on. Okay, but lucky for you guys, I don't have a switchblade, so I'm not gonna.
It's very, hey, right there, she kind of looks like Helena Bonham Carter in like Big Fish.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
This movie sounds like it just kept David edging, just right on the edge.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, man.
And
It was
and then
it
the
was
ending
hard,
was just
man.
blue balls all
You
day.
had women getting their throats slit and being drowned and horny teenage girls. It was fucking driving me nuts.
Oh my god. Smash. Smash.
The dog.
Duh.
The duh.
Why, sure.
There's that reaction shots again.
Last place anybody thinks.
It's like The Office. It's all reaction shots.
Now look at where? Over there. Okay. And then I
Slam,
grab
bitch.
one.
His face here, though.
Yeah, he had some dude that and the fuck. I can't take
He
it.
looked like the emoji face.
River
Can't
and
take it.
Critters, literally, that shot is beautiful. That is
Gorgeous.
an amazing shot. I don't know how they did that. I don't know if that's studio or what it is, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, but I didn't need 30 minutes of the fucking river.
I hear you, bro. I hear
Fucking
you.
That would have been fine.
Like I said,
God
River
damn
and
it.
Critters, man. That's what I called it.
Oh, that was a really beautiful song too.
Mhm.
That was real. I mean, that
That
was,
would be
dude, that was
amazing to
haunting.
put in a modern movie and
Yeah.
have like an aftermath of like a fucking massacre or something like that. You
Yeah.
play
Now
that
you're
song.
talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Well, if you watched Midnight Mass, they have a very powerful scene, where they're singing hymnal literally in mass as they're going to a church, and it's pretty.
I gotta
haunting
watch
as well.
that, man. I gotta watch that.
The guy who directed A Ouija Beginnings directed that. You'd be down with that.
Oh, he created it.
Yeah. A little bit of a bullfrog that is not an animatronic, that is a real bullfrog. Back when we used practical effects, motherfuckers.
Or we're just real animals.
Yep.
I mean, animatronics are practical effects.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Great Depression.
I can't spare you more than one potato.
The credits say 20 bullfrogs were harming the movie.
PETA lost their shit when this movie came out.
I love how he bit into a raw fucking potato and then looked at her like, what the fuck?
Tastes like shit, lady.
Still tastes better than In-N-Out.
Still got the oh, damn. Dude, that's one of our sponsors. Why would you do that?
He meant doesn't taste as good as In-N-Out.
Oh, yeah. All right, you bought it back.
Yeah.
We got a sponsor.
I thought you were saying potatoes was one of our sponsors.
just the vegetable potato is the whole thing.
The taste of Idaho.
Potatoes. Cow boobies. It's the cool shot.
That's what you saw, Duck?
Yeah, it's cow boobies.
Those things be hanging, bro.
You're acting utterly ridiculous right now.
Thank you.
No, don't encourage that. Don't encourage.
Bravo. Fucking midge on a pony. That's what this is.
I don't think you can call him that anymore.
I will. Midgie, look at that.
Beautiful
look at that.
shot.
Can you see the dick? Is that the
That was his foot, bro.
That was a midget's dick? Whoa.
Duck is on one tonight.
Look at that.
That dick is way too up. That is not.
Zoom in.
I've seen a horse.
Yeah, it's coming out of his chest.
Yeah,
That's where the foot goes,
that's
bro.
an alien. That's a xenomorph.
Yeah. Oh, we had to get one, didn't we?
Timestamp.
I love that line. Does he never sleep?
The fucking Terminator, bro.
Miss Cooper.
Oh, more kid stuff. Well, slave labor.
He starts smacking this kid with. All right. First of all, he threatened the bad preacher with an oar. But the second the old lady threatens him with the switch, he throws down the oar like it's not a fucking
Mind
thing.
me now. I'll get me a switch.
He grabs a fucking thistle and goes after him. Smack, smack, smack.
That's how it's just. He's like a little lion. She's a lion tamer.
Yep.
Creeper.
Why, you're Ruby, ain't you, my
Hey there.
Can I have this?
Surely.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
she's a slut.
Talk to you, my dear.
She was blowing that guy right behind him.
Of course.
Watch out, preacher.
By the way, I love the teenagers in this that are like leaning back, like, "Hey, what you see here?" Like they're all. I love how like the teenager was portrayed in this.
Super chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
super
Daddy-O.
Well,
Yep.
everybody in the 20s stood in italics.
Roth for the win.
Very nice. Ain't my dad.
What's wrong, John?
Didn't you hear me, boy?
Love it.
John, when your dad says come, you should mind him.
He ain't my dad.
The wrong kid died.
And he ain't
Yeah, you
no
know,
preacher neither.
preacher. Love it.
Just march yourself yonder to your horse, mister.
All right. Does she look like Hillary Clinton to anyone else?
No.
Why? Because she's about to kill somebody?
Bravo, David. Bravo. That effing song. This was stuck in my head.
Oh, you
all
didn't get him
fucking
shooting?
afternoon. Nah. Oh, well, we
fucking-
did. No, we did. Don't worry. The effing song.
Oh, my bad.
Jesus, leaning on Jesus.
Yeah, see, that's a scary shot right there because she's like, is she going to get her throat slit or is she going to get him?
Dude, I was so in right here. I'm like, here we go. This is gonna be amazing. And then no, it's not.
He was about to climax and he never did.
Like, I think
said,
this scene is when they ran out of money.
Oh, that's crazy right there.
Again, Johnny Knoxville took over.
And then she's like, bitch, what are you doing?
Gone.
Boom. So
oh,
good.
literally.
Here-
You just said
here we
boom
go.
and I
Here we go.
I titled it Boom.
Fuck.
Nice.
I'm giving you to the count of 3 to get out of here. Then I'm coming across the kitchen.
This
shooting.
face though.
My God.
That is perfect.
By the way, guys, that's how I look when I come. Because I'm just amazed my dick still works.
3 times.
gonna go hang out in this barn.
Yeah,
Lynch
I'm not
and
gonna run away.
Bluebeard.
I'm not gonna run away or anything. I'm trapped. He says he's trapped in the barn. How? You didn't trap him in there. God damn it.
Lynch and Bluebeard.
Lynch him, Bluebeard.
Is that a fucking pirate?
Yeah. And now I'm like, what? Oh, that bitch got an axe now.
What happened to that mob, though? That's what I want to know.
They're still mobbing. They turned into The Walking Dead.
Yep. Saving this bird. They're mobbing to this day.
Hey, Bob. Yeah? We're saving this bird up for you. This time it'll be a privilege.
Hey, see?
Yeah, G. Golly.
Yep. And
that guy's character arc was so fucking weird at the beginning. He was like, I hate killing people. And then he's just like, oh, this is going to be a good time.
That's going to be a good hanging.
And that was his whole character.
Yeah, that was it.
Hillary Clinton cooking show.
You spelled
That
Hillary.
looks like Hillary
She does.
Clinton.
Dude,
Right
she
there,
does.
bro.
She does. She really
Right
does.
there.
Yeah.
Right on.
They abide and they endure.
You know, I saw this clip on InfoWars. What we have here, this is why the deep state is going to come for you, and you let the liberals, you will let them take over. Fine, if you want freedom, what you need to do is buy my vitamins right now.
That's a pretty good Alex Jones. Get
That
them
was
vitamins.
amazing, David.
David, add a little bit of a lisp to it, and you're there.
Yeah.
'Cause he's got
And
a little bit.
then be really fat, but try to sell the fact that you're
No,
healthy.
no. Fat but muscular. That's what he does. He rolls the line
He's
between
not
the
fat,
two.
he's
He's like, if
like,
I have another
This is
cheese,
not fat, it's just man muscle.
I love me.
You guys want to be just like me? Buy this alpha wave inducing
Alpha
You
Wave.
They're
guys
alpha
want to be
wave.
fat,
Buy 'em.
just say
Alpha
that you're healthy.
God, I love it. Alpha Wave. It's the way of the future. All right. Recommendations. First one will be A Simple Plan. Because, like I said, this feels like a
Whoa.
Coen Brothers movie.
I need to watch this again.
And it's got money that's hidden. That's what I'm
First
talking
of all,
about.
give this movie its respect. This is a
100%.
Sam Raimi movie.
Sam Raimi, but feels like a Coen Brothers movie.
Because they went to
Always feels-
college together. That's why. That's
Yeah,
why
they
all their
live
movies
together.
look alike.
They live
Yeah.
together. But it is a Sam Raimi, by the way, Coen Brothers. I apologize. And it is a fucking killer flick, and we need to watch this at some point during the
Yes.
podcast.
It is so good, and it is so fucking.
I've only
devastating
ever
at the
seen
end.
it once, but it has stuck with me my entire fucking
It's,
life.
I would
saw
say,
it-
what do you say, Jay? Bill Paxton's best movie?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
No, I think I'd go with Frailty over this.
Oh yeah, dude, we gotta watch that too. We have to
Right
watch
on.
Frailty. I love, which he directed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen A Simple Plan, it is worth ruining your fucking day because it is a day
Dude.
ruiner of a movie, but it
Yes.
is so fucking good.
So fucking good.
Next recommendation will be Maniac by well, not by, but starring Elijah Woods. This is a remake of the 1980s film. It is killer. It is a first-person perspective, all filmed from within the camera. Fucking killer. If you never saw it, you got to check it out.
Excuse me,
130
Doug.
minutes of fucking pure idiot, like maniac, like that's the name of it.
Have you
But, like,
seen the
serial
original?
killer action? Yes, with the fucking Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name?
Nope.
Who's in the
Nope.
original?
You're thinking.
Not him. You're thinking of Henry.
You're thinking of Henry's
Picture of a
Portrait
Serial
of a Serial
Killer.
Portrait of a
Yeah.
Serial Killer.
What am I? I've never saw the original. I've seen Henry.
The original Maniac stars Joseph Spino.
Zapato.
Yeah, he was in
Spino,
he was in the Godfather movies. He also directed it. But dude,
Well,
it is
wait.
gory as fuck.
I take back my recommendation of Maniac, the original, and I turn it to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. Then,
Hell yeah.
but I really like this version of Maniac. It's really good.
Oh, it's great. No,
2018.
it's really, really
But
good.
the first kill alone, when they fucking scalps her at the beginning of it,
Mhm.
insanity, so good. So check it out. Do you guys have any recommendations?
I would like to recommend talking about 1950s movies, Vertigo by Alfred Hitchcock.
Ooh, I like Vertigo. I'm a fan. I'm a fan at the end. Spoilers when he goes back and repeats the beginning of the film. It's very good.
Really
Very good. Anyone else with a recommendation?
I think you. Go ahead.
While I was watching this movie, I thought about The Crow for some reason.
Because it was
I
so
kept
gothic.
hearing that fucking owl, and I kept thinking of the movie The Crow.
It's very
I recommend
gothic.
y'all
man.
watch that one. It's a great movie. Brandon Lee.
Great
Love
soundtrack too, dude.
Love
Love
The
the fucking soundtrack.
Love it. Alex Proyas directed it. Fucking killed it. Stopped directing films after A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Don't know why.
No. He directed the Egypt movie. Remember that Egypt movie?
Which
he
one was
directed
that?
That was the one where it was starring the guy from Game of Thrones. Gods of Egypt.
Gods of Egypt? Did he really
he directed that. It was fucking
It's
awful.
a superhero movie.
Yeah,
kinda.
it's so weird, dude. It's so weird. It's got the weird, like, the gods are taller than the normal people. It's so weird.
I think if Steven Sommers would have directed that, it would have been better.
Damn. That's all has to be said. Jay, what you got for recommendations?
I think I'll talk about it, but I do believe in the making of the Terminator, James Cameron does cite The Night of the Hunter as one of his inspirations.
Really? Oh, that's cool. That makes sense. It makes sense.
Specifically, Robert Mitchum.
Yeah, this unstoppable, a force of nature that can't be stopped.
And to also quote, it's also one of the reasons that he originally wanted to choose O.J. Simpson, because much like Robert Mitchum on the football field, he could not be stopped. And then O.J. Simpson decided to,
not be stopped in his murdering rampage. Yeah. Have you ever seen the picture of Nicole Brown Simpson when she was murdered? Have you ever seen that? It's fucking haunting. Never look it up. Like her.
That was.
Ooh. I watched.
Yeah, it's really disturbing. Don't look it up. Just don't do it.
No. The documentary.
Don't you dare.
Don't do
OJ.
it. Sure.
The documentary that they did on ESPN of OJ about the whole trial and everything is an amazing documentary. And they literally used to great effect the picture, the crime scene picture of OJ or of Nicole Brown Simpson being killed. And it was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen in my life. And that motherfucker killed her. And like anyone who says that OJ didn't kill her, he fucking murdered that lady, like for seriousness.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna have the link for that photo right down below.
Absolutely. Yes, like, comment, subscribe, and join. Isaac, do you have any recommendations?
I mean, really, what the villain made me think of the whole time is Randall Flagg from The Stand. But if you were gonna watch it, I'd do the 1990s TV miniseries and not the one that they made in 2020.
Ooh, you don't like the new one?
Piece of shit.
Damn, they can never get that Stephen King right for some reason. They never get it right. Oh well, depression. With that said, Raph, where can they find you on the internet?
RFLSON87. Thank you.
Bro, when you gonna change that shit? When you gonna change it?
I'm working on it. I'm working on more videos right now, guys. I got this time lapse coming out. Thank you guys. Appreciate all the subs. Appreciate it.
Right on. David, where can they find you on the internet?
Stop Motion Nightmares on Facebook. You can see my stop motion videos I make. And then if you want to see my Kit Bash artwork, you can go to Children of Dave on Instagram. Or if you're in Dallas, just go over to Curious Garden by White Rock Lake. And if you want to see my stand-up, I will be hosting Cirque de Burlesque at Viva's this Saturday at 9:00.
Right.
I will not be burlesque. I will just be going in between.
Just make the change, dude. Do the burlesque. And you can find us at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can find all the podcasts. Check us out on social media. You can find us at wearepodcast. We're Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And you can find us every Monday for Camp/Horrorcast. Where we talk about horror movies from the past. I'm drunk. I apologize. At 8 p.m. Central. Next week will be either Humpty Dumpty or something else. David, what was your?
I think I'm going to go with the Blob.
The Blob.
Remake.
Blobbing it up. Isaac, you're welcome to join us. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you recommending this movie because, like I said, if it wasn't recommended, we never would have watched it.
Thanks.
So, like,
I'm glad I did. I feel like it's part of cinema history, and I'm glad I watched it.
I'm glad I watched it.
100%.
Anytime you guys need homework, I got you.
Yes, 100%. 100%. So check us out next week for The Blob, 1982, 1987. What are we doing?
1988.
88. I'm downloading it now.
30
graduated right there.
What's that?
Do you graduated?
I graduated in 87.
Oh, you were close. You were close. Nonetheless, none the richer.
Hey, one last thing. Is this poster not very pedo vibes?
It's
dude,
weird,
it is so pedo.
But I like it because it has the money in the middle. But that's not the doll holding the money.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the fact that the doll held the money, and that is fucking.
You also notice that doll is the same design as the blow-up doll at the end of Airplane.
Oh my god! Connections.
We're living in a fucking simulation. The
Nonetheless,
sooner you realize it, the better your life will be.
100%. With that said, keep horror in your heart, motherfuckers. Keep it in your heart. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for checking it out. Doc's going to go get drunker until the fact that he can't speak. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Isaac, thank you. You're always welcome to join us. Thank you. And yeah, keep horror in your heart. David, I appreciate that. I don't know what you were doing with that. Thank you. All right. With that said, I'm cutting the feed. Thank you and good night.
And there it is. Thank you again so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And since this is Camp/Horrorcast, if you want to check us out live, we will be on Twitch and YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, and that's Javi. We're breaking down that pop culture, and we're having so much fun. And don't forget to check out We Are Bagu, a video game podcast, where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood breaking down all that video game lore, heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. You can start that one from Season 1, Episode 1. It's a blast the whole way through. And I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I sit down with some of my favorite people of all time. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and their journey this far. Also, check the links in the description for our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast Network. With that said, hopefully we see you in the live stream.